Welcome to Discovering, April in the UP. For some, that means only one thing. It's time to hunt turkeys.
It's pretty cool because when they're literally just fanning out, your chest is just pumping. You just got that like, oh my God, they're right there, you know.
And Kristen was in the Keweenaw for a look at an old resort taking on new life.
So it was a really cool spot on Lake Superior that people just used to come and dine.
Stick around, that's all tonight, right here on Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
So this morning, I've been watching this flock of birds now for like 2-3 weeks, watching their patterns, going where they're at, and saving them for Quentin here. Got out this morning, got up there, got set up, perfect setup. Started calling, hen was ripping. Just going nuts. Toms were gobbling. And they flew down. And she run right to the decoys. When they come running in, they were, on a beeline. They run right past Quentin, got to the decoys, and they kind of knew something was up, punting. And he said they were going so fast he couldn't get a shot at them. And when he could get a shot, he would have took 3 or 4 turkeys, and he did the right thing by not shooting and letting them go. He could have killed, a flock, shoot him, and he didn't, so that was great. That hen took off, walked a ways, a little ways, and I put it back to her and turned her around, called her right back in, and just couldn't get a shot. Just didn't work out. Sometimes that's the way it goes hunting. Good experience, great morning for turkey hunting. They were rip roaring. Just didn't work out, so we just kept bebopping around and going other spots that I scouted, and we got on some birds over here in the valley. And got down there and got set up, and they were gobbling, double gobbling on top of each other. 3, 4 of them I could hear. They kind of clicked in my mind to hit my gobble tube. They're gobbling like that. Try to make them think that there's another male on this turf. As soon as I hit that, they turned. You could hear them moving through the woods. And it wasn't long after that, I could see them bebopping through the woods and put that old purr on them. And they come rolling in, and 4 or 5, I can't remember. All longbeards, spitting and drumming, gobbling right in our face. And Quentin did a heck of a job. He held tight, didn't move. That's the key. You can't move. Them birds will see you. I said, shoot, and he laid them out.
I started turkey hunting myself in the early 90s, and as my grandkids got older, especially Quentin and his younger brother Remington, they showed interest in hunting and also turkey hunting. So I took Quentin a couple of years, and we didn't capitalize, but we still had fun, and he was still interested. So I was thankful for Darren Grundon. He took him out and got his first turkey, and that was about 3 years ago.
I passed up one up at our last spot that we set up this morning, and if I would have shot him, I would have took out a whole flock with him. So that's why I didn't shoot it, and so we just kept driving around. Darren hit his box call, and we heard him. So we jumped down in the valley, and he was just calling, and they weren't budging. And then all of a sudden, he mimicked a gobble, and they just came in like on a rope.
They're gobbling so much, and I just wanted to make them know that there's another gobbler, another male in their strut zone. When them birds come in close, or just any time, and I get real soft on that slate call pern like that, it may be just a little dream in my head, but I think it puts them at ease and makes them kind of commit a little bit closer, and it did the trick. They locked up there, and then they slowly started strutting in, and you just gotta listen to them birds. That's what I've been doing, and whatever they throw out, you try to throw back at them, or just get them hot enough that they break off their hens, or they come check out that hen that I'm mimicking.
And just spend time with my grandsons. My granddaughters are getting a little older, and I'll be taking them too. As a grandfather, it's just to watch them mature and just their decision making and ethical hunting. I'm just really proud of that. I'm a passionate hunter and outdoorsman, and I'm glad my grandchildren are the same. They have that same ethics and respect for the wildlife that they hunt, and they appreciate the memories that are made during those hunts.
Hunt turkeys is, when Darren first took me out, it was really fun. I got into it, and then that's when I just started keep going on and hunting, and I just fell in love with it. So I'm just gonna keep doing it. It's pretty cool because when they're literally just fanning out, your chest is just pumping. You just got that like, oh my God, they're right there, because they're only like 10 yards away when you shoot them, and so your heart's just pumping.
Good job, 20. 16 gauge. Hey?
It just making memories. That's what it's all about for me as a grandfather, and so I'm really proud. Obviously, Quentin did a great job today. He could have taken a bird earlier this morning, but like he said, well, Grandpa, there was 3 or 4 other turkeys around the one I wanted to shoot, and I knew that was wrong, so he didn't take the shot. So I'm proud of him that he learned what he learned from hunter safety, and a few years of experience of hunting. He knows to be an ethical hunter, not just shoot because you want to kill something. So it's the challenge also. So.
Quentin took this bird with a 16 gauge. This is dad's gun. He gave it to you when you were a kid, right?
Yep.
That's bird number 2 with me and you. Yeah. I like taking you with Quentin. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Quentin's young hunter. I took him hunting for the first time 3 or 4 years ago now, and he harvested a great big bird and great hunt. And he made the right decision. He let him go, and we had 5 longbeards. I mean, giving me a heart attack, that's for sure. And he laid the hammer down. Sweet 16 got him.
If you've driven around the UP, you've seen your fair share of dilapidated roadside cabins and motels in many shades of disrepair. You wonder, what did they look like at their peak? Why haven't they all been reopened? And is it possible to breathe new life into these historic buildings? Earlier this spring, I drove up to Copper Harbor to meet with Lynn and Jason Makala, who are doing just that. With some creativity, a little elbow grease, and today's technology, have found it their mission to turn a roadside blight into a rustic retreat. They gave me a tour mid-renovation as they prepare for the upcoming tourist season.
So it was a really cool spot on Lake Superior that people just used to come and dine. And after that, I think they closed down the restaurant and it just became cabins. And this lodge became the residence of the last owners. And we are absolutely looking for all of the history. We are gathering it as we can in bits and pieces. We found someone must have been up here in the 40s taking pictures, and this facade looked kind of like a cute farmhouse country store, and now I don't know what it looks like. I could not even tell you. Some people are like, it kind of looks like a Mexican restaurant with a little bit of Bavaria on the side, you know, and then like the water wheel on the side. It's got eclectic bones right now. So yeah, we're going to put our spin on it.
That's a generous
eclectic
description.
The old owners ran the cabins where it was full service. So you came in, you got your keys, and we're really trying to streamline everything. So all of the cabins now are self-check-in and check-out. We actually we didn't use the lodge at all last year for maybe obvious reasons once you look at it. But we are going to use it this year.
Yeah, we're planning to put a bunch of bookshelves along here with puzzles and games and books. So there's a little library, and rainy days people can come in here and grab something and take it back to their cabin and hang out inside.
Yeah, and a phone. Since we don't have Wi-Fi or cell service here, we'll have access to a phone so that people, if there's anything they need to do from contacting the outside world, which I don't know what you would want to do when you get up here, why you would want to call anyone other than to tell them what they're missing. Because
apparently landlines still exist.
Yeah, we found that out. We actually cut one during the renovation, so we have no phone right now. So don't try to call anyone. There's a really cool bar. So this used to be a bar and restaurant.
So we actually have part of this old bar, and spoiler alert, we might do something with it. Since we have to replace the roof anyway, we're going to change it from kind of this barn roof style to a single slope, modern roof. And
we're going a little crazy.
A little crazy.
We're definitely going to a place that the Keweenaw has not been. So we'll see. We'll see if people like it. We didn't even know this place was for sale. There wasn't a for sale sign out, but it had been for sale since 2015. The previous owners had been trying to sell it. And then it just became like a what if, and then quickly it became a what if and.
Yeah, when Lynn sets her mind on something, it's a force to be reckoned with. So Lynn floated the idea of buying this place and breathing life back into it.
And we originally, when we bought this piece of property, we just fell in love with Lake Superior. I think that's the end of the day why we're here is, Lake Superior is amazing. And it's just great to sit next to. And one of our guests last year called it a thinking person's lake, because it's not super busy with boats. You don't see people out there water skiing or, just using the lake the way that you would any inland lake. You just look out and it's vast and it's deep and it's all the colors of blue.
The way the framing system works up here, it actually suspends the floor that we're on. So this floor is unsupported underneath. So it's kind of this neat old barn style. It's really hard to get lumber right now. And if you get lumber, it's really expensive. And we were trying to find the right stuff for the sign out front. So we've been trying to make the sign. And we think if all goes well, we will be repurposing these large beams that you see from the structure as we'll be changing how it's supported underneath. And we're going to try to use those beams out for our sign. We are going to make most of this wall glass. And there's going to be a deck that is actually the main entrance out front here. So there'll be a glass door there, a big glass window here. When they built this into a living space, they put the bathroom right here, and then they put the kitchen back here. And why would you not have put the kitchen here so you could have more windows facing the water? It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. So we're excited to flip the bathroom and kitchen around, take advantage of that north wall, and just make it all glass, and we can kind of tuck the bathroom back here. Have a nice living space there. It's also going to be the coolest spot to see the northern lights in the Keweenaw. Yeah. You will be able to sit on a couch right here and just look out and watch the northern lights dance. Actually, I just got an aurora forecast alert. This was taken right out the door here. So hopefully this summer, this space will be available. Yeah, we're hoping sometime maybe July or early August. So half the summer anyway. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of work between now and then. Yeah. Some of the guests that had been coming here for decades, they claim that Hemingway used to come up here and stay in this cabin. And we have no way of verifying that information.
Yeah, we
but,
need to fact check that.
we're trying to figure out if he would have been in the area around that time. And, I guess that would be the first step of figuring out if it is even possible if he stayed in this cabin. But,
Yeah. So obviously this is in full renovation mode. We're changing things out and doing a lot of things. So in the fall, we're actually going to do a complete renovation of this space. And the bathroom is in the middle, which also doesn't make any sense to us. So we're going to move that into one of the other corners. And then this is going to become all kitchen and living space, kind of like from where you are on out.
make it a lot more open living area. And then there's a few bedrooms upstairs. So
Yeah.
we figured we could make this a more comfortable living space. And then that can be the sleeping quarters.
It'll have a pull-out couch and it'll still have 3 beds, but it won't have a formal bedroom downstairs, which I think is kind of a bummer, but I think it's a good sacrifice to kind of improve this open area and also have an updated kitchen that isn't falling into the back corner.
One of the other kind of fun things with the property, we have all these fingers that stick out of rock, and it creates all these private beaches, these little rock beaches all over the place. So guests can kind of go down and just hang out and have their own little private beach, and you won't even know that there's like another group of people hanging out at that one.
It's really cool.
It's kind of neat.
So we were kind of like, this property is amazing. Like, why would you not have all the cabins, right on the water? And everything instead is in a horseshoe shape behind us, which we were just like, that doesn't make any sense to us. But what's really cool is that every cabin has a unique and isolated view of Lake Superior. So no matter where they are, you can pretty much see the lake, but you also really can't see the other cabins. And so it was very thoughtful and intentional with peekaboo views of Lake Superior. The old owners, they were very much tree huggers and did not want to have any trees go down. And I am a tree hugger. I am a very happy hippie myself, but you've got to make sure that your trees aren't going to fall on the cabins.
That tree also was dropping big branches on the cabin, and it was ratchet strapped to another tree using some aircraft cable.
So these 2 trees were like at about 15 feet off the ground. This was securing this tree to this tree and trying to keep this one from going the other way.
And it turns out when it's really windy, that tree just sat there and rubbed on the cabin, and it sounded scary.
Oh yeah.
We got that feedback from a couple of folks.
We're going to turn this into a patio area, do string lights, a private fire pit, and a couple of chairs. And then I think, maybe I'll just use this for like hang a basket of flowers or something as like the ode to the poor trees that are no longer with us.
Cabin 9 was probably in the worst shape of all the cabins here, but it has a lot of character, and it's one of our favorite cabins.
It was built on 4-inch round cedars.
It was unsupported.
Yeah.
And the whole floor was sinking. In the middle of the cabin, the floor was about 6 inches lower than on the edges.
Things about renovating in the Keweenaw is that sometimes partridges fly through your windows. So this, we're not sure how old this cabin is. It's really old, but we were doing the renovation and we came for the weekend on Monday morning, came in and there was a partridge on the floor. It had flown through the window.
It must have been going like Mach 5 also, because it shot glass all the way to the other wall.
Poor thing. I feel so bad for it.
You're walking through the kitchen / living room.
It's a 16 by 24 foot structure, so you don't have a lot of room. Everything that we try to do with renovation is just trying to get people to be able to see the lake as easily as possible and be able to enjoy that. So what we're planning to do with the log cabin, same thing. The apartment, absolutely. The goal with all the glass. I mean, moving this door, even just having this view out this window, you instantly have just beautiful Lake Superior. I feel like our plan changed a lot. We really did think we were going to try to even reposition cabins on the property, take some down, bring new ones in. But now with how everybody's loved it, price of building materials, it's way easier to think about renovating something that's already here. So we have a website, freshcoastcabins.com. You're able to go there and see what cabins are available, as well as book directly on that site. We'd love to host anyone that's willing to come and stay. We're here to do crazy things. So got to be ready for a little bit of rustic, a little bit of bougie. That's kind of
rustic bougie.
We're a little rustic bougie. Nice towels, maybe a cool little like welcome snack, and bonfires with barrel and beam beer, which will be really cool. We'll get you one so that you can check it out. But yeah, we're gonna keep doing crazy stuff up here. It's been a lot of fun, and Yeah, and just meeting all the cool people that have come to stay so far, that have trusted us to stay here, are just, we're
That's the
grateful
best
for
part.
them.
Yeah, it truly is the best part. Meeting all the folks that we've met.
Yeah.
And we'll check back in with Fresh Coast Cabins later this summer to see their progress.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.